Dun, 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 dun. Hey! Dun, 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 dun. Hey! Dun, 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 dun. Hey!
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 most entertaining residents of Quahog.
Hell, that's a bit much, don't you think? I mean, sure, I've spent my entire life trying to kill my mother, but who hasn't?
Number 20, Ernie the Giant Chicken.
Oh, yeah, and that nice chicken outside gave me this coupon.
I'm sorry, this is expired.
You son of a...
Peter Griffin gets into conflict with a lot of people over the years, but arguably his biggest rival is Ernie, a giant chicken. The duo first comes into contact over an expired coupon. This prompts an extended and highly destructive fistfight between the two. And from then on, Ernie often shows up out of nowhere to get into long fight scenes with Peter, which show off some surprisingly great action sequences. The fact that Ernie seems like a perfectly nice guy otherwise only adds to his appeal, though his simple and memorable design is also a plus. He makes for a fun and entertaining rival for the show's protagonist.
My God, look at all this devastation! What the hell happened?
Number 19, Jillian Russell Wilcox.
Oh my God, Brian! I was watching something on TV about this guy named Hitler. Somebody should stop him.
Brian Griffin has dated a lot, but easily the most recurring of these women is Jillian Russell, later Russell Wilcox. Jillian is played to dopey, wide-eyed perfection by Drew Barrymore. Her sweet yet hilariously dumb attitude makes a great contrast with Brian's cynical attitude, and her friendships with Stewie and Peter are great as well. Jillian does eventually leave Brian and move on, but we've always secretly hoped they'd get back together, if only to see more of her.
Oh my God! I've never felt so stupid!
Really?
Number 18, Dr. Elmer Hartman.
Now, unfortunately, I'm afraid you're going to die. When you watch these Dean Martin celebrity roasts.
Will you just tell us how Peter's health is?
When looking for a doctor, you generally want them to be competent and personable as a baseline. Dr. Hartman as the second one down, not so much the first. The Griffin family doctor is often revealed to barely know what he's doing. Dr. Hartman is also prone to making misleading statements when revealing diagnoses, which lead his patients to assume the worst. While it can be frustrating for them, it's extremely entertaining for us. His gruff, dry voice also bears a striking resemblance to another Family Guy character we'll be discussing soon.
You know, when you talk, you sound a lot like my father-in-law, Carter Pewterschmidt.
Oh, that's funny. He's a patient of mine.
Number 17, Mort Goldman.
Is opening and closing the cash register a bunch of times helping business yet?
No.
Okay, then we'll do other stuff.
Have you ever noticed that Family Guy is full of not-so-subtle stereotypes? Well, the character of Mort Goldman takes this and effectively beats you over the head with the countless Jewish cliches presented every time he appears on screen. Jewish last name? Check. Timidity of Woody Allen-level proportions? Check. Local business owner with tedious attention to detail in all things related to money? Double check.
Buy one, get one free.
What?
Buy one, get one free.
Huh?
Buy one,
Yeah, I get that.
get one free.
Is that like a Spanish word?
The comedy envelope is constantly pushed with each gag involving Mort. In fact, how far this stereotype is pushed to absurdity is part of the joke. Number 16, Bonnie Swanson.
I don't understand. Why'd you even want to come here then?
Lois, I came here to have an affair.
Joe Swanson's wife Bonnie is generally more relaxed than her boisterous husband. She also might have a record for the longest pregnancy ever, since she spends the first 7 seasons pregnant. However, her calm demeanor and raspy voice mask some underlying anger issues, particularly directed towards Joe. While generally supportive of Joe, her constant care for her husband leads her to act out in aggressive ways towards him, both passively and overtly. Bonnie isn't exactly faithful either, as she has had several affairs or attempted affairs over the years. The gradual unveiling of Bonnie's true nature makes for a fascinating side character.
I'll take it.
Number 15, Carter Pewterschmidt.
See, I wrote this erotica book, and I was hoping you could loan me $7 billion to publish it.
How about I loan you $5? It's at the bottom of this jar of barbed wire and salt.
Lois Griffin's dad is a real piece of work. Carter Pewterschmidt is an elderly billionaire whose disapproval of Peter is matched only by his consistently grumpy demeanor. As much as he hates Peter, the duo often hang out together, and if not for Peter being low class and married to Lois, they'd probably be friends. Although Carter comes off as the stereotypical conservative old man, he sometimes deviates from his usual image, leading to some great comedic moments. His vast wealth also helps set up plenty of plot lines that would otherwise be impossible.
Peter called me right after he killed my daughter to tell me he killed my daughter.
Really? Well, that is interesting.
Number 14, death.
What are you doing? You can't get in that way.
I'm sure as hell not going in the back door.
The Grim Reaper is usually an intimidating figure, but in Family Guy, he's just a dude. Voiced primarily by the dry-voiced Adam Carolla, Death seems really down-to-earth for being the skeletal specter of his namesake. He lives with his mother, often drinks too much, and seems to treat taking souls as just a job. While main characters rarely die permanently in Family Guy, Death interacting with them can lead to some wild supernatural storylines that give them new perspectives on their lives. These can involve anything from time travel to super death.
Dude, bad news. You're dead.
What? But I'm death.
Sorry, dude. Super death. You're done.
Number 13, Consuela. Like many other characters on Family Guy, Consuela is one giant stereotype. Fortunately, unlike some of the other cliched characters, Consuela's humor lies not in those stereotypes, but in the fact that she could not care less about anything ever. Well, except her job and her stocks of Lemon Pledge.
No. 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 No.
Her love of answering negatively aside, Consuela has an unnatural love of cleaning and will ply her trade wherever or whenever. Consuela has even been employed in places as far-flung as Superman's Fortress of Solitude and the Death Star.
She doesn't know what Mr. means.
Mr. Mort, Mr. Muriel, Mayor West, Mr.
Oh my God, seriously.
Number 12, Bruce Strait.
I definitely need a breath freshener. Ooh, but that's gonna give me 11 items.
That's fine.
No. Rules is rules.
This mustachioed man is soft-spoken and excitable. He's held many jobs over the years, from lawyer to spirit medium. Bruce has even appeared as different animals, or at least a few share his voice.
Yummy.
However, his distinct soothing voice and adorable nature shine through regardless of his species. Bruce is probably one of the nicest characters in the show, and always seems ready to help out, whether it's at a school board meeting or acting as a couples counselor.
We also got Oreos here and fresh coffee. Everybody likes a snack.
Number 11, Tom Tucker. As tempted as we were to discuss Tom Tucker's fellow Channel 5 news anchor Ollie Williams, Ollie's brevity is his strength.
Ollie? It's raining sideways!
Sounds rough, Ollie.
Tom, on the other hand, is much more of a talker. The lead anchor on Quahog's local news channel, Tom often injects his own dry, sarcastic comments into his news reports and other announcing gigs, often clashing with his co-anchors. While rarely politically correct, Tom is still entertaining. The mustachioed newsman is rather full of himself, and while he's had trouble holding on to his job sometimes, the station always seems to hire him back.
Well, Diane, I'm sure you and your brother must be devastated by the loss of the two-headed offspring that might have been.
Number 10, Chris Griffin.
I'll pay you $1 a day to smell my sneakers.
The middle child in the Griffin family, Chris is dim, overweight, excitable, and naive. All traits he shares with his father. Yet Chris is not quite as maliciously stupid, and is generally nicer and more easygoing than most of his family members, which can cause him to fade into the background sometimes. Given how easily influenced he is, Chris frequently gets roped into tagging along on the adventures of others, where he often provides some great laughs.
You're dreaming.
Dreaming? Yay, no consequences!
Of course, Chris has also had a number of notable storylines of his own, usually dealing with issues common among teenage boys, as well as some less common ones, like the evil monkey in his closet.
I've been listening to you talk in your sleep for years, so I just put your thoughts on paper, that's all.
Number 9, Cleveland Brown. One of Peter's friends and neighbors, as well as the tongue-in-cheek token black guy, Cleveland Brown is arguably one of the nicest and level-headed characters on the show, though he's not without his angry moments. Possessing a distinctive drawl and silly laugh, Cleveland often acts as the straight man among his group of friends.
Here, 130,000 for this authentic Comanche headdress. I got 130. Do I hear 135, 140? Do I hear 140? 135 going once.
Cleveland even had his own spin-off show for a little while, though its success was decidedly mixed. Even so, whether he's worrying about his foot odor or falling out of his house, Cleveland has delivered plenty of hilarious moments.
Uh-oh. Foot odor. I have to go. I have a terrible foot odor.
Number 8, Meg Griffin.
Meg, who let you back in the house?
The oldest Griffin child, Meg is an insecure high school girl, a mindset that's hardly helped by the fact that she's the butt of many a joke and the victim of constant tormenting from basically everyone she interacts with, her family included.
Just trying to fit in.
Get out! Get out of this house! I said no!
Although harassment in real life is no joke, the sheer volume, consistency, and absurdity of the abuse she receives still manages to be kind of hilarious.
Meg's our daughter.
Plus, who doesn't love an underdog? All that being said, Meg occasionally manages to get in licks of her own, displaying a dry, bleak sense of humor, and has even been known to take her family to task for what they put her through.
Peter, Meg's been suspended from school.
That's okay, whatever she wants to do.
She cracked 3 kids' skulls open.
Number 7. Joe Swanson.
My God, I can walk! It's a miracle! Sorry, Dad. Just get the chair.
Another of the Griffin's neighbors and a good friend of Peter's, Joe is a paraplegic cop. Despite his handicap being the source of many jokes among his friends and the show, Joe is still quite the tough guy, often acting as the group's muscle. While generally pretty level-headed and even rather sensitive, like many characters voiced by Patrick Warburton, Joe vacillates between speaking in a calm, dry monotone and over-the-top gung-ho yelling.
This is my wheelchair! There are many like it, but this one is mine!
It's a contrast that makes for some very funny comedy, and a great character to boot.
There you go, Mr. Swanson. These ought to keep the rats away.
Thanks, hon. Stay in school!
Number 6. Lois Griffin.
Damn it, Peter!
Lois is Peter's nasally voiced wife and primarily a stay-at-home mother, though she does take on several jobs for brief periods. Frequently exasperated by her husband's antics and immaturity, Lois regularly acts as one of the few voices of reason whenever he does something stupid or gets himself into trouble.
You gonna go to Meg's play or not?
Yes!
You like eating red carpet, tough guy?
Yes!
However, while she is much more reasonable than Peter, she still has a dark side to her personality, often neglecting or disparaging her children, enjoying kinky sexual fetishes, and displaying a lot of suppressed rage. Whether she's trying to keep the peace or getting crazy herself, Lois is a great part of Family Guy.
Shut up and let's do it.
Number 5. Mayor Adam West.
So it's a shouting match you want, eh? Well, game on, Quahog.
Based on and voiced by the famous Batman actor of the same name, Adam West was Quahog's mayor. If his leadership is anything to judge the town by, it's no wonder things get so weird here, considering how kooky the man in charge is. Mayor West engages in a wide variety of strange and nonsensical behaviors that range from launching cats at pizza delivery men to singing a song with his own name as the only lyrics.
Adam West, Adam West, Adam West.
Mayor West's goofy oddities are among the most charming parts of the show, and a fitting legacy for the late actor.
Dr. Brown, I just killed 9 people! I have ducks on my feet.
Number 4. Glenn Quagmire. In a word, giggity.
Oh, giggity, 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 goo!
Yet another one of Peter's buddies, Quagmire works as a pilot, though he's also seemingly a full-time pervert. Quagmire's extreme enthusiasm for sex has gotten him into trouble numerous times as he's repeatedly crossed the line. Despite his garrulous and sex-crazed personality, Quagmire still has other facets to his characters. He sometimes displays a softer side, has been shown to have a great singing voice, and apparently also has a strong dislike for the Griffin's dog, Brian.
You are the worst person I know. You constantly hit on your best friend's wife. The man pays for your food and rescued you from certain death, and this is how you repay him?
While his many kinks and even criminal acts would make him reprehensible in real life, the big-chinned charismatic sex fiend makes for a great addition to the crazy, fictitious town of Quahog.
Giggity, 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 giggity.
Number 3. Peter Griffin. Family Guy's titular protagonist and the father of the Griffin family, Peter is an excitable man-child, whose lack of intelligence and low attention span regularly drive the plot of many episodes.
You hear me, you ridiculous man? Whoa!
While he may not be the brightest crayon in the box, a half-decent father, an acceptably considerate husband, nor competent at even the most basic tasks, Peter's propensity for wacky, imaginative antics and adventures is tremendously entertaining. If not for his family and friends, then at least for us as viewers.
What are you people stupid?
It's fair to say that Family Guy wouldn't be nearly as great or as iconic as it is with any other man as its central figure.
Ah!
Number 2, Brian Griffin.
You hear that?
What?
Sounds like someone's screaming.
What is it, boy? What are you trying to say?
It sounds like Loretta is screaming.
Trouble at the old mill?
What are you, insane?
Despite being the Griffin family dog, Brian is arguably one of the most intelligent and normal members of the household. Even if, as Quagmire would argue, he does come across as a bit of a poser sometimes. Able to speak, drive, sing, and pursue relationships with women, Brian is usually human in all but shape, which makes the occasions when he does act like a dog all the more funny.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Peter, you hear that?
Possessing a dry sense of humor, Brian's wit and repartee with Stewie have helped make him a fan favorite, and a close second to our number 1 choice too. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Stewie Griffin.
They carry blood all over my body. That's how John Mayer would say it, baddie.
Like Brian, Stewie is surprisingly intelligent, given the fact that he is an infant.
I'm asking you nicely, Brian. Stop hitting on her.
Although few people besides his canine friend can understand him, Stewie is seemingly a genius, able to construct complex devices like time machines. He does have moments when he lapses back to the level of intelligence common to children his own age, though. In keeping with his inexplicable English accent, Stewie is more refined than the rest of the Griffins, though he is not above throwing shade whenever he gets the chance.
How you coming on that novel you working on? Huh? Got a big stack of papers there?
With his clever dialogue, smarts, and memorable design, Stewie had to be our pick for the best character in Family Guy.
I told you I'm just into a different type of guy.
Oh yeah? I'll tell you what you're into. Being ugly.
If there's a Family Guy character you feel lucky is on the show that we forgot, remind us in the comments.
He's our Family Guy.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.